All right, the start of season 7. It is finally here. CSRL. I am in the booth with Jay to kick off S7. Jay, welcome back.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Man, would never be the same without you, man. Excited to kick off season 7. So many reasons, right? We had the extended break. We've got the new cars, the new update, and we were introducing the split class racing here too for the first time in CSRL history.
Yeah, it's been something we've been wanting to do for a while. It's just trying to get your head around the logistics of how it's going to work and trying to get people where they need to be and not like marooned in the wrong class. It's been interesting. I mean, I guess we'll see if we've gotten it right by the end of this, but hopes are that we've done a decent job.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things you're never going to be able to be perfect, especially week to week, right? Some of the guys are there's going to be Group 2 guys that beat Group 1 guys, and it's going to happen race to race. The orders are going to get mixed, but hopefully over the course of the season, without maybe one or two outliers, we've got the order pretty good or the splits pretty good. And depending on how things play out, right, that's going to impact on where guys might move up to the Group 1 split, or guys from the Group 1 might move down to Group 2. So this is going to be something that's fluid, season to season. Always hesitant to add something that is going to add more overhead to manage around here, but I think it was important to, you mentioned it was something we wanted to do. It was also something our drivers really asked for, right, Jay? That was one of the big feedbacks from a survey you had run.
Yeah, we're interested in what the guys driving want because I mean at the end of the day they're the ones that have to go through it. So yeah, we posed the question if they would like some multi-class type stuff, and I mean I think it was a resounding yes. So it was about time we did it. Um, and it's going to be interesting because I mean there's two classes, Group 1 and Group 2, on the track at the same time here, and neither one's really competing with the other. So this season there's going to be two winners, two podiums. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And speaking of winners, I don't know how he's going to win the race, but the livery contest, I like it. Pedro's new Doom livery.
Yeah, he's never really been one to be understated.
I like it. I like it. So it's good for season 7. We see a lot of guys returning. David's back. Qualified on the pole. He was fast last season. He's come back showing he's going to be fast again this season. Alvarez back. He had jumped in at the very end of season 6. Maybe one race, I think. I think it was one race towards the end. He jumped. Back with us, but he is back for the start of season 7 and to be here all season. So excited to have him back. He's as fast as ever. Miguel, he qualified 3rd from the Group 1 drivers, and he another force to be reckoned with last season. And then right outside of the top 3 for Group 1, Ken North, who was just consistent performer. So no shocker to see him there. And if we move down to the Group 2 drivers, we have Martinez, who hit pole position for Group 2. And what is it? So he qualified with a 201, 097, so just at 201. Followed by Scott Taylor. I think if I was looking for one of the Group 2 drivers to watch this season, who would you have named, Jay?
Yeah, I mean Scott's he's been super consistent the last season with some pretty decent placement in our single class racing we were doing. So yeah, it's now that there's two classes, a lot of those solidly in the mid pack guys are going to be right at the front of their own group here. So Scott's definitely a shoe-in for at least a podium, I think.
Yeah, he could be a real challenger for the Group 2 championship winner. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And we've had Sean as well. Brian is another one of our new drivers joining us this season. Excited to have him qualified third out of the Group 2, and then qualifying fourth in Group 2, just outside of the top 3. Returning driver DJ Young, excited to have him back. I think it's been since season 4. I'd have to go back 3 or 4. I think it's been a few seasons, right?
It has been, yeah.
But we are excited to have him back. Another prodigal son has returned type thing, Joe Marsiglia. He's been with us, I think, every season except for last season. Had a new son. His wife gave birth to their first son. Had to take some time off of racing. We all got to have our priorities. And he is back and got a pretty sweet-looking livery to kick off season 7 as well. He wants to challenge Pedro for the livery contest of season 7.
Yeah, it's cool to see a lot of these guys back, like Grimy Dog and Paul Moore.
Yep.
Joe Marsiglia. I mean, David Hicks.
Yes.
Made a comeback.
Yeah. All right, the guys are getting formed up. We're looking to go to the start, and let me get onto Helicam because that turn 1 can always be a bit sketchy at Silverstone. It's a fast sweeping right. You see a lot of guys kind of get into each other. Hopefully everyone gives space. Would love to see a clean start to season 7. So we go. Little contact there. We'll have to go back and watch that. Let's just see the rest of the group. Wow. Outside of that contact with Torres and Alvarez, we have a clean start. That is great to see. Great job, everybody. Let's see, what should we... It's going to give us the best view for this.
Yeah, it just...
Torres
just kind of looks like
Torres
Alvarez
is inside and Alvarez thinks
he's just a little bit past him and they just make a little contact there.
Yeah, exactly. Alvarez looks like maybe not paying attention to the radar with the start and trying to keep his car and didn't realize he hadn't been Torres. So thankfully it wasn't too disastrous here. Everybody's
Ken North running the Iron Lynx livery there. That's nice. That's I don't know the name of the lead driver. Something Bovey. That Iron Lynx car is an all-female team.
Oh.
I think it actually says Lady Lynx on the side of that car too. I've always liked the way those Iron Lynx cars look, though.
And we are staying clean.
So the big thing this season is going to be the reworked tires, the new physics, the new temperatures, seeing who got the memo on what the new tire temperatures should be, and the tires are a lot more sensitive now. And
Torres, sorry to interrupt, Jay. Torres shoots by Ken North there, takes the inside and is able to clear him. It's a nice move. Let's go back and ride on board Torres. Get back to sorry, Jay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that was a sight.
So Torres working his way back up after that incident with Alvarez starting lap 1. So sorry, Jay, you were talking about the update?
Yeah, no, it's just the tires are more progressive now. Gone are the days of really abusing your tires and making them last for a half hour easy. It is a struggle. Doing some laps the other day, and I couldn't. When I first started, I couldn't make 5 laps without graining my tires. So This is going to be interesting to see who's sort of better on their boots and who's going to be struggling.
Yeah, I was one of the ones that was struggling with the new tires for sure. Driving the Ferrari this preseason for a lot of the eval races. About 15 minutes into the race, I just started having lots of tire issues when it came to braking and the rear stepping out. So curious to see how everyone else handles this as the race goes on. And Albert, another driver returning from last season, this season, he's been one of our consistents. He's driving the Lambo this season, so abandoned the NSX and has moved on to the new Lambo.
Yeah, and Kyle's still rocking the one of the twin liveries that Jesse made.
Yes.
Kyle is adamant that he's going to make that NSX work this season.
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Cerno.
Getting a little close to Joe there.
Yeah. And I think Cerno wants to work his way back up. He is one of the Group 1 drivers, so whether Silverstone just wasn't his, wasn't able to get the quality time he wanted, or just that Mercedes getting used to driving that, which is a new car for him this season. It looks like he's trying to work his way through the field here and get up to some of the other Group 1 guys.
Yeah, he said he's struggling a lot with that Merc. It's just not. It is not performing the way he had envisioned.
Yeah. And I think sometimes you get guys who can jump car to car and they'll just be consistently fast in whatever they drive. David Macedo's one of those. I think he can hop in about anything and be pretty competitive. Other drivers, and Tillman, talking about the NSX, and Tillman staying with that, he had just lost his patience waiting to get back on. That's what we love to see here too. Don't just jump back on the track, wait till it's safe, rejoin safely. Having incidents suck, but the worst part is you don't want to exaggerate. And Jay, I think this was the curse of last season, right?
Yeah.
Or 2 seasons ago, whenever we did Silverstone?
It was
2 seasons.
Yeah, it was not as bad as it's been in previous seasons. They reworked the suspension so these cars can handle bumps a lot better. That would have been much worse pre 1.9. That car would have been in the air, but the NSX still prone to do NSX things apparently.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think we had a clip video of that section of the track from season 5 of just how many people were losing it there.
Yeah, I remember there was about I think 6 incidences that race.
It just kept going and going. And grabbing another one of the guys back with us. He had not raced in 1 or 2 seasons, I think it's been here. So glad to see him back. And he kind of mows a little bit of grass there. He's able to get back on, but then ends up going deep for the next turn.
Yeah, and that's...
And it goes into Joe. So I think this was one of those classic issues of when you're rejoining and you're on an opposite side of the track. You're kind of off pace, off momentum. You don't realize necessarily, you're kind of off the flow of the track. And I think that's what happened there with Joe. Let's see if we can get a heli as well. So I think he's just trying to catch back up and misses that break.
Oh, yeah.
Joe. And then we were praising Tillman earlier, praised Joe as well. He waited, everyone got by, and then safely rejoined. Unfortunate to get a scratch on that beautiful new livery, Joe. Sorry. All right, so David is maintaining the front, has Alvarez right behind him, though. Just 2/10, nearly 3/10 back.
Yeah, that Ferrari just looks
Oh, and you know what?
ridiculously good just about everywhere.
Taylor got by O'Brien. How did Taylor get by? Just want to see what happened here. I noticed.
Oh, we haven't really talked about it. Scott Taylor's still running the 488, not jumping ship to the new Ferrari. So.
Nope. Oh, so Brian goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit deep, so that lets Ferrari. Oh, you know what, Jay? I didn't realize that. So he's staying with the classic,
Yeah, he's still in the 488 Evo.
Did you talk to him to find out what it was that you didn't want to make the transition, what he didn't like about the new one?
No, I figured I'd let that sleeping dog lie.
Okay.
We'll
have to interview him.
He's obviously got some sort of emotional connection to this car, so it might have saved his life at some point.
I see. I like almost everything about the new car. The only thing I will give the old one is I like the sound and the pops, the crackles with the old one.
I'm still gonna say it sounds like a vacuum cleaner sucking up marbles, but that's just me.
I guess it's a love it or hate it thing.
Yeah,
not for everybody.
I'm more of an American Muscle V8 guy. I do love the sound of a V10 Lambo though.
Yeah. Well, I like I think it's called a compressor surge or whatever, the blow off valve and compressor surge sound of the new Ferrari. Like I do like that when you let off the throttle, that sound. But other than that, it's more fun. The marbles. Oh,
little tap.
Little tap there. So was that? And I think we watched it, but didn't even.
Yeah, that was Alvarez
got past him. Yeah, and Mosita said, "Take this."
Yeah. Here, have a shove.
Go into.
Whoa!
That's
why it happened. Yeah, David got real loose going through that right-hand kink there.
And yeah, Alvarez knows exactly what to do. Just held that inside and pretty much blocked it to make sure that David wasn't going to get back through.
Yeah, Alvarez did kind of park it on that apex there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think David was expecting that quite so much.
Now, it will be interesting. We'll see if David goes to attack right back or if he's going to kind of settle in and, maybe wait and see what he can do. We know he likes to stay out and not pit, so maybe if Alvarez goes to pit, then he'll start making some time. We'll have to see.
Yeah, David's pretty rough on his tires. That's one thing I can say about David's particular style of driving. I think that a lot of these guys we saw waiting to the last minute to pit, that's going to be harder and harder to do.
Ooh. He might already be having some tire problems.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I can tell you what one of the problems is. They don't really work on grass.
Well, you didn't put the grass tires on? Didn't put the mud on before this race?
No. He's not running Super Swamp.
Let's see what happens through here. So,
it looks like he just hits the curbing just a little bit too much. And
yeah, he did eat a lot of it. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was a thing from earlier, because I noticed too after the new update that if you kind of slide or whatever, the tire temps will get up there and start feeling real slippery, and it kind of starts to magnify it. But I agree, I don't think that's what happened there. I think he just caught a little too much curb, and that's I think the second incident from that section of the track we've seen.
Maggots and Beckett's has always been rough when it comes to sort of the entry curbing. With this new update, any amount of sliding is just a graining factory, and once these tires start to grain, They just eventually fall off a cliff, grip-wise.
So let's see. O'Brien had gone off earlier. Scott got by, but O'Brien has stayed right behind Scott. Looks like he might even be closing back in on him. So, and this is the battle for second in Group 2.
I'm just realizing how much harder this is going to be to start calling races, because we're going to have to keep in mind everyone's different group. And
so
I'm
thankfully
so
the red helps. Thankfully the color markings on the thing help. Without that, I'd be totally lost. There'd be no way I could just remember everybody's group. And he goes
same place.
Yeah. And
yeah, that looked like ambition ahead of adhesion there. I think he hit the brakes just a little too hard and just straight off the track.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And again, props third driver to have something and wait for everybody to get by before rejoining. Can't stress how important that is, just because it's so easy to cause secondary incidents when you're just jumping back on the track. So great to see the respect for other drivers by waiting. And yeah, I think you just late on the brakes and then hard on the brakes and the rear coming out.
Yeah,
you're right. I think one of the things too, when you start to close in, like if we go back, he's pulling in on Scott here. You start to kind of focus on just trying to get closer and closer, and if you take your even just a split second off of where you need to stop, it has huge consequences. So
yeah, just get a little bit of tunnel vision and
so easy to have happen.
Sort of forget where you're at.
It happens to me. It happens to the best of them. All right, so we'll have to keep it. Brian's definitely got some speed here, so we'll have to see if we can regain some of these positions he lost by going off there.
Unfortunately, I think he left about a quarter of his tires back there, so let's just hope that they're not flat spotted or.
Yeah, and 10 minutes into the race, so we've got another 10 minutes till the pit's open. So. Still ways away from even to get fresh meat.
This car just sounds so amazing. I don't know what it is about a Lamborghini, but
and it's good to see Ken back in a Lambo. He had driven a Lambo for several seasons. And I think I forget what did he change to? He drove something else last season.
He drove the Audi.
Was that the Audi he drove last season?
Yes.
So it's kind of a Lambo still.
Yeah, it's a side grade.
Yeah. Well, now he's back in the real deal. Or
yeah.
Is Audi the more real deal? Audi bought them.
I mean, Audi owns.
I don't even know. Yeah.
I think Audi owns about 3/4 of the cars that are on this track at this point in time. Yeah. Like Porsche. I know they own Porsche. They own Lamborghini.
I knew Lambo. I didn't realize Porsche as well. See, learn something new every day. And Albert here closed in on Hicks. Oh, and Tillman made it by more. That is not working. So here we go.
Oh, yeah, looks like Moore just got real loose coming out of that corner. The back end of that Ferrari was just...
And this is not for position. This is just Tillman
making his way back up.
Getting his way back after losing it.
Yeah, so we don't require the Group 2 guys get out of the way of the Group 1 guys.
No.
It was nice to see. It looked like Moore kind of just let him by there, realizing it's not really his fight. So.
Yeah, exactly. It can benefit you, right? Because it doesn't hurt you to let the guy by. If he's got better pace than you and he's not in your group, a lot of times you're better letting him by because he's going to slow you down if he starts fighting you, and then it's going to let the other Group 2 drivers behind you possibly catch up or follow him through, right?
Yeah.
So, it can benefit you to let him by. And the other benefit is it gives you a chance to get behind him, maybe follow him a little bit or learn from some of the areas he might be faster and to help, pull you up to the Group 2 driver that's ahead of you.
So Maru is a newer driver here. I was gonna say that looked like Ken was being followed by Torres, but the timing tree there said it was Maru. But
yeah, you know what? How did Ken get by Torres? I keep missing things because I think he did an update. What happened here? So Ken is behind Torres. Oh, unsettles that car to turn 1. Porsche is still a Porsche.
Yeah, Miguel's life flashed before his eyes right there. That car's not the easiest to save on this track, especially T1.
No, although I think I haven't driven the new Porsche or the old Porsche post the new update, but I have noticed a lot of the cars. It does seem like they're a little bit easier to save than they have been in the past, by a little bit. So
the Porsche is still a nightmare. I mean, it might be not quite as bad of a nightmare, but it's still a nightmare.
Still a nightmare, yeah. Let's check in. I think Tillman's made his way up to Driveman now.
It's good to see Nick sticking with the Lexus.
Oh man, yeah.
This update has made that a very temperamental car.
I'll tell you what too, man. Nick, I'm excited to watch this season. So far, this track, Driveman running in 4th in Group 2. I've seen him show some Group 1 pace in that car. He had upgraded to some new sim equipment over the off season. He's still kind of getting used to it. But I had watched him do some of the practice races eval races at Monza. And man, he was turning some good times. He's definitely improving as a driver. So he's another one I'm excited at watching in Group 2 this season.
Yeah, and that's really what we want here, is this league to be about all the drivers, not just the fast guys. So
yeah, we want whoever brings us the action.
Exactly. Sharing knowledge, helping people with setups, offering coaching, all that kind of stuff. All of it free. Just trying to bring everybody up.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I really love about this group is you have so many drivers who aren't just in it for themselves. They really are in it to watch other drivers elevate and get better, and they get as much enjoyment of watching some of the guys around them win than as much as they do themselves. So. Yeah, so the great thing up front, it's a pretty close race. I mean, Alvarez has started to kind of pull away a bit from Ken, or has been a little bit in front, I guess, after David. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty close up front. From everything from Miguel down to Cedar, everyone's about a second and a half back. Pedro's the same way, second and a half back. Or 2 and 3, I guess now. Oh, speaking of Pedro, what happened here?
I think that might have been a little bit of a late break there.
Yep. And then he managed to stay right in front of White Cell there.
Yeah,
And
just parking it right on that apex, not giving Zach anywhere to go.
No, but Zach's talented. Zach will find a way around you. He's first time racing with us last season. He had joined us. Right, it was last or this end of the one before.
I
My
think
memory's starting to go bad.
I think season 6 was his first season.
Okay, so I think he joined mid. So he did join 6. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was at the end of 5 and then was here for 6 and starts to all run together.
Yeah, I'm a bit addled.
Yeah.
I can't. It's getting harder and harder for me to differentiate seasons here.
Yeah. That's how I feel. And we've got a nice clump of cars here, led by Driveman. Goes Driveman, Moore, Grimy, Joe, all together. Grimy really getting out there for a turn.
Yeah, I am just super stoked to see Joe Marsiglia back. It's one of our older members.
Yep.
Haven't seen him for a long time, and it's just really awesome to see Joe back on track.
I agree.
And hey,
wow,
so
Joe just gained 2 positions there.
Yeah.
What happened up front?
It looked like Nick might have maybe got a little.
Oh yeah.
It's a little out of sorts there.
He did, but how did
Yeah,
he
looking
get,
at that.
even before him, he had Moore, so Moore just got by him? Yeah, so Moore,
Yeah, it looks like it. Just maybe a little slow out of T1.
yeah, so Moore makes it around. Nice job, Moore. But yeah, feel bad for Grimy here, because Grimy got held up right there. That's what led Joe by. So, yeah.
Well, just think about it. Think about it now, Mike. Whenever you and Joe do co-op races, you don't have to drive the old Ferrari anymore.
That is true. I am very happy that I am driving the Ferrari, and I actually enjoy the new one as opposed to the Evo, which never really resonated with me.
So hey, you gotta find the positives. You gotta find the positives.
I'll take it. All right, so back to Whitesell and Pedro. There's some others behind Whitesell now. It looks like Hicks and Albert right there. So this is another clump of 4 cars. Whitesell moving alongside of Pedro. Has the inside. And he is going to hold it. But this is going to let Pedro on the other way now. Oh! Yeah, I think Pedro gave him that second tap to save him. It looks like Pedro realized maybe he was the one that kind of got into him. It looks like here, and it looks like Pedro goes to save him by hitting the front to try to straighten him back out.
Now, either that or his tail whipped on him, and he just kind of didn't have anywhere to go.
I might be wrong whether it was intentional or not, but regardless, that was the only thing that happened to save Whitesell.
Yeah,
he was spinning. So
I mean, I've never known Pedro to be the selfless type, but you never know. You never know. Maybe he's turned over a new leaf.
I don't think he'd ever wish ill will on anybody.
No.
Well, some people, but not Whitesell. Not one of them. He would not.
Well, not yet.
If it was Pedro and David, Pedro would hit him and then
absolutely
hit him more in the back just to keep him spinning. But not to anyone watching. Not that they actually hate each other. There's just a lot of fun rivalry, and they get
a lot of ribbing.
Yeah, a lot of ribbing, and they're long-time guys here who've been racing together. So we don't like to see any kind of people coming in and talking bad about other drivers or smack talking, but if you've been here a long time and there's the friendly, jabbing at each other, that's okay.
Yeah, maybe a few hugs, an uppercut here and there.
So the good thing, Whitesell did not lose. That was Hicks and Jester right behind. So even with that contact with Pedro, he's holding his position.
Yeah, and I can't imagine Pedro's tires are doing all that good after that slide and that off-track excursion he had a little bit earlier. This is about the time when, if you haven't been kind to your tires, you're really going to start to feel it.
Yeah. Yep, this is that moment. We're at the almost 20-minute mark, so pits are going to open here soon. And O'Brien, we're trying to get through and find Driveman. This is going to be the outside here. Ooh, right with Grimy and Driveman had to tap the brakes just to avoid hitting Grimy, and that let O'Brien through. So good patience, good clean racing by O'Brien there, waiting for the right opportunity to jump. And Nick is debating jumping inside, but realizes he's too far back. He will wait.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how far Nick has come as a driver since he joined.
Oh yeah, Nick's made great progress, and I'm, like I said before, really excited to see how this season plays out now that he's on the new hardware. Like I said, I've raced with him. I was behind him. I was struggling to keep up and get by him at Monza. So I'm looking forward to seeing some races here where Nick really shines this season. And we've got Joe here closing in on Moore. Moore goes wide, and that's going to open the door for Joe, and that's where you just want to be at the right place, the right time, getting right on through.
I think Moore put a couple tires off the track there. He's lucky he didn't. It's lucky something else didn't happen.
Yeah, thankfully it was one of those areas with a lot of extra pavement runoff, not grass. All right, let's see who we got close. So, Maru, one of our new drivers this season. I have not given him much love or attention yet, so let's ride on with Maru. He's one of the new guys, showed up to the eval races and kind of showed that he was one of those guys that should be able to compete in Group 1, and it looks like he was placed correctly, currently running fourth, so good job for him.
Yeah, when he signed up, he meant to sign up in the 992 and actually signed up in the 991. So he's running a car that he doesn't have a setup for, and kind of...
Are you serious?
Just trying to make things work here. I think he mentioned something about having to try to repurpose an old setup to work with the new...
When did he discover this? In practice before the race, like in this session, like the day of, like at race time? Oh god.
Race time.
Oh god. Props to him to be able to hang with this group. Well, I'm actually kind of scared. He's doing this well with being in a car he didn't expect and without a setup he had worked on for the week.
Yeah, so we gave him a special dispensation, and we got his car swapped after
this race.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed with how well he's doing in something that you didn't expect to be driving. That's awesome. And Hicks staying right behind Whitesell. Great to have Hicks back. I think he was one of the ones that took I don't think he raced with us last season, had a break. But back in the Aston, which I believe is what he drove in season 5.
Yes it was. And he was plenty fast in it too.
Yeah, he was quite potent in that Aston, so not surprised to see him back in. And Jesse just trying to see that moment he can pounce. You can see him just all over the back of David here. Whew. I don't think you can see much behind that Aston either because of where the windshield is on Jesse's on the Lambo. man.
Yeah, it is always so.
Let's ride on board. What are we doing? Let's get on with Jesse here to see this from his point of view.
Yeah, having a car that close behind you is just an anxiety factory, man. It is. It's enough to rattle you.
No, it's so true. You're just wondering if you're going to be able to react in time, where the person's going to brake. Are they going to brake at the place you expect them to brake?
Yeah, and if you're racing in a league, sort of the whole point of getting everybody on track and everybody comfortable with everyone else is trying to remove that anxiety. Am I going to get hit? You know, you trust the guy behind you, so you're not so much worried about that. You're just worried where he's going to make that move and if you're going to be in the right spot to defend it. Oh, looks like Jess may be pulling a little bit on this straight. Man, that Aston's still fast.
Yeah, especially in the hands of David. He's, like we were saying, he's pretty potent in it. And you look at it and you go, he ran wide. There's kind of two ways you can take that last turn. It's interesting. You watch some guys, they'll kind of double apex, which is how David was taking it there. And other guys will treat it as one turn.
It's definitely easier to ride the white line in a mid-engine or rear-engine car. In a front engine like that Aston, you sometimes have to be some of these corners.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, and I'm not going to go back to watch it again here, but if you watch it, you see, Jesse catches a mid-turn, but then because the way that David takes that double apex, he's pointed to the exit, he's able to get on the gas, full gas sooner than Jesse, which is why you sort of see him pull away and build distance down that straight. So it's just an interesting thing where you can sacrifice speed and through the turn to get greater exit speed.
Yeah, this complex right here always gives me such a hard time.
Oh, it's my least favorite part of this track, that section. And I do like Silverstone. It's a nice wide track, flowing, there's good passing opportunities, lots of space for side-by-side racing. Oh, here we go, talking about side-by-side. Jesse is gonna hold.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Let's watch that from Hicks.
Wonder if you just got a little bit of wheel spin there at the end and just kind of. Kind of seems like it. Seems like the back end of that car got a little loose on him.
Well, we'll see if, as we're reapproaching the last turn, a couple turns away from it now, we'll see if the different way they approach it makes any difference, or maybe David will have a chance to get alongside him in turn one. I think he's going to be too far back, though, even if he is able to gain anything here. And, oh, he's going to jump in the pits. That's right, the pits have been open for the last 8 minutes, so we should start seeing some guys jump in. Things are going to get shuffled here, so it'll be hard to track who really is in what position. We do not have a way of tracking who is pitted and who hasn't, so we kind of got to wait until the 40-minute mark, which is where pits close, that everything will be kind of settled back down. But know one thing: there's very few things that are guaranteed in life, like that the sun will rise every morning and that David Macedo will be one of the last people to pit.
Well, we will see what happens, because it looks like David's tires might be screaming at this point.
not Torres in front of him. That is Grimy, who is trying to race and catch more. So we have some guys who are getting lapped at this point. Looks like you can see the blue flag there in the distance. We're about to approach the straight. This is where you would hope to see Riley kind of get off and maybe let David by, but then at the same time, David has dropped back on him and got to the point where really make it a pass. And he's driving from that point. Oh, and drive in with the stop and go 30.
Oh no. Oh, that sucks.
So we talked earlier about the fact that for the people new watching, our Group 1, Group 2 drivers, Group 1 or Group 2, you're not expected to get out the way of a Group 1 driver. However, when it comes to blue flag, where you're a driver that's a lap down, it is expected for you to, the faster driver reaches you, that you wait to kind of a safe place, let off the throttle and let them by. The car behind does need to be close to you to where you can let it happen. You don't necessarily have to pull over when you're a second, 2 seconds ahead of them. But when they reach you, the expectation is to let them kind of save you. Otherwise, if you want to not wait for that straight, the faster driver can make a move in a turn, but it's their responsibility at that point to pass safely. Oh no, Zach also got a drive-through.
Yeah, I
Stop
just saw
and go
that.
from Nick, and then a drive-through for Zach. Oh.
Yeah, I just saw that.
And David's looks like he's gonna get by. We shouldn't see Grimy battle him. There we go. So yeah, David does make it by. Right there. Nice. And at this point, kind of having David, I think, behind Grimy spooked him a bit, where it looks like he's dropped back from more. So we'll probably see is for him to follow David and see if it brings him back up to more.
So we haven't talked about it much, but oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I was gonna just start talking some filler. So you say what you had. I didn't have anything important.
No, I was gonna say we haven't talked about it much, but Martinez is kind of running away with Group 2 there. Taylor's way up in 4th overall, but I don't believe he's pit yet.
See, Martinez, let this be a lesson. If you do too well, and you're not getting to battle anybody, we don't even notice, because we're always looking for the close battles on track. So when you start really dominating a race, you get less attention. But no, great job, Martinez. He's leading. The really, was it 5 seconds back Miller? So great job, Miller. But wait, is Taylor? So Taylor's ahead of Martinez right now?
So he was. Taylor was.
Oh, the pitting. It's the pitting order. We're still messed up. Okay. I was confused for a second.
Taylor had not pit yet, so he was all the way up in 4th overall.
There we go. I was gonna say, because I remember we were watching Taylor, and I was trying to think what point he would have blown by Martinez. So, okay, that makes more sense now.
Oh, and I think I just saw Evan have
Oh no, did you?
A little excursion there, I think. I mean, I hate to point it out. But yeah,
yeah.
could have been worse. It could have been way worse.
Definitely could have.
Yeah, Evan made
so
a pretty brave.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I was gonna say
Oh
let Taylor
no!
through because I was showing Taylor ahead, but
He just clips too much curb.
oh, this is the spot again. It looks like season 5 all over again.
I mean, a lot less contact with
That
the
section.
wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, that did not look
Again, waiting just can't that shows the quality of drivers we have in this league. That's I think the 4th time we've seen someone spin out and just wait patiently for their opportunity to get back on the track and not just, risk it by jumping back on right away.
Yeah, there's nothing like,
Love it.
spinning and then just immediately driving into the middle of traffic.
And you see it places too, as terrible as it is. I've seen places that leagues can have all the penalties they want, and you still see guys that'll just do it because it's frustrating. It's easy to do, right? You're frustrated, you spin out, you know you should be doing better than you're doing in the race because you just lost it, and it's so many seconds of time now that you just lost, and you get frustrated, but it shows the level of respect when you can kind of put the other drivers before your frustration. And Ken all over the back of Torres.
I'm just super happy to see Ken so far up.
Dude, Ken is killing it. He's always been consistent, but this, I'd have to go back. I don't know how many podiums he's had. He is showing signs that he could have one today. Yeah, I think Ken's a humble guy too. I think when he originally signed up too, I think he was one of the kind of wasn't sure. It was like, maybe I put myself in group 2, but I don't know if he necessarily sees himself as always one of the top drivers, but I definitely see him as one of the top drivers in this league.
Yeah, like you said, he's always been super consistent. Not what I'd call slow, so.
Nope.
I think he deserves this spot, and I think he's showing it right now.
Absolutely. Could not agree more. And we're at the 37-minute mark. Pits close at the 40-minute mark. Macedo is still not pitted, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, he seems dead set on making this work.
You know what I missed? What happened to Alvarez? Because he was leading the race, right?
I do believe he was. I think he may have spun at some point.
Okay, we missed that on the broadcast then.
Oh, I'm sure he'll thank us.
Yeah, it's probably everyone who has an incident or something they don't want highlighted is probably always just like sigh of relief when we pass the point in the broadcast where they know it happened. Yeah, so there goes David jumping in the pits at the 38.5-minute mark. He loves to just get this down to the last minute. And typically it works well for him too, so. again, just staying right there with Miguel.
Yeah, and that's no easy feat. I
It is
mean,
not. Miguel's a very fast driver.
yeah, he's been consistently one of the top runners, even last season.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites to, personal favorites to win last season. I thought if there was somebody who was going to dethrone Jon Snow, it was a chance it was going to be Miguel. But really, Miguel's biggest downside was he just had a few conflicts where he wasn't able to make all of the races, and that kind of hurt him in the points.
Yeah, and that seems like it's going to be the story of Jon Snow this season.
Is Jon going to miss a lot?
Yeah, he let me know that there's probably going to be quite a few races he's missing this season just due to scheduling conflicts, and I told him he needs to get his priorities straight, but that's just me.
I mean, he's won a lot of championships. I think he's got his priorities straight. But yeah, I'm super glad that even though he knew he wasn't gonna necessarily have a chance at winning another championship because he's gonna be missing races, I'm very glad sounds like he's still gonna be joining us this season though. So he's not in this race. I guess this was one of the ones he had to miss, but
yeah,
I love having Jon Snow out there on track, and this would be a good opportunity then if he's going to miss for somebody else to try to get that crown for the Group 1 class.
Yeah, and Alex Moda missing this race too. He's signed up as well.
Yeah, so. Yeah. Moda's out, Doherty's out, Jon Snow's out. Ooh, Jesse, nice dodge there. Getting close to Hicks. So it looks like maybe in the pits, maybe Hicks got back by again.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I think Jesse's getting sick of staring at the back of his Aston. It's gonna be the backdrop of his dreams.
Staying glued. Something. Did Norris got a little shimmy there? Catch a little too much inside? What happened? He dropped back quite a bit. Turn 1. Yeah, catches a little bit of slide there. The back steps out. Looks like maybe broke a little bit late. Was still on the brakes, which trail braked it and just took.
Yeah. I have a feeling
trail braking.
I have a feeling when he gets out of his rig, there's going to be a little bit of a pop, a little suction cup action going on there.
I know. You don't want to lose it when you're running in second, huh?
Yeah, that's a code ground moment.
Yeah, and just one bad move from the guy in front of you to get by and possibly win the race. Back, so we got DJ about 1.5 seconds from driving. Let's see anything else we have. There's another Dwayne we have not gotten to ride on board with or pay much attention to. He's another one of our new drivers for season 7, so welcome him to the group as well. Another one of the Group 1 additions, and if you're in front of Kyle and Cerna, you're doing good. He's currently
yeah, I mean
that's gonna be the hard part. I can't count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well,
currently trying to say his place, but yeah,
currently he's 10th.
There we go. Oh yeah, one red car in front. Jesus,
yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Usually you're the one that says no bad here.
I know. I refuse. I was an English kid. No thanks for math.
So last we checked with Young, he had quite a gap still behind driving, but he has switched back to gears. It's right on the back of him.
God, and that Porsche 992 just screams.
Oh, dude. What is the red line on that thing? It just keeps going.
It's like 8,000 or 9,000. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's like a motor. It's like a sport bike. It's ridiculous how much it winds out.
Yeah, I mean it's almost got the rev limit of like a V12.
Yeah.
12,000 RPM.
It just screams.
Well, I mean, I think these are flat sixes, so I mean that's
okay. So
that's
it's not
just,
the normal boxer motor for Porsche then, or whatever.
well. So I think, yeah, I think it's that
Just inline six.
that flat,
Yeah.
really squat engine that they put in the back of these things. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research, but the engineering on some of these
It is
just crazy.
It is. Yeah, I think it's naturally aspirated 6, right? For this, I believe.
Yeah, it's a 6-cylinder, but it's just the orientation I'm not certain of.
But I was saying, not just that it's 6, but it's a naturally aspirated one too. I think, right? No turbo.
As far as I know, there is no turbo.
So how many other 6s did that make in this game? So BMW, the M4, that's a 6, right?
I think it is. Yes,
Yeah,
I think that's an inline thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another.
The Ferrari, the 296, is a V6.
Oh, I didn't know that. And I think while talking, I just zoned out. DJ made it by Grimy. I completely overlooked where or how or when, but DJ's now in front.
Well, I mean, that doesn't bode well. First race of the season. We're already losing it.
Yeah. Alvarez.
All over Pedro, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pedro does look like he's struggled a little bit this race. Not the same pace that we're accustomed to from him. So I wonder if he's having tire problems or just teething issues going to a new car or what's going on there.
Or kind of combination of all, right?
Yeah, that could be it.
There's a lot of factors going into this season with car changes, physics changes, and all of that. But yeah, I mean, Pedro was looking good in the new Ferrari at Monza. I raced with him quite a bit there. So he's definitely got speed and pace in that new car. Now, as we all know, some cars feel better at some tracks than others. So this could be a situation where Silverstone just not as good. And this time, I am paying attention. Alvarez does pass Pedro.
Yeah, it does look like Pedro might be having some issues with those front tires because that car did not look like it wanted to turn in.
Yeah, I would start struggling a lot with about this point in my stint. I don't know when he pitted for tires, but about halfway through my 30-minute or so stint, I started having tire issues with the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Where it felt really good with those first few laps, and then the drop off of where it starts to just not feel so good is pretty steep for me. Yeah, seeing how far. So Zach 5 seconds behind Pedro, so we'll have to keep an eye on that gap as well. See if Pedro really is struggling, to see if Zach starts reeling him in next now that Alvarez got by. Check back in with Jesse, who still riding right behind David.
Yeah, I can just imagine Jesse is just sick of looking at that Aston at this point.
I think Jesse's just happy not to be in the NSX.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I definitely feel that. I took that thing for a few laps, and it was for the update, and I was like, nope. If this is what the NSX is better, I can just imagine
how it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think we were saying let's keep an eye on the gap between Whitesell and Pedro. Whitesell was 5 seconds behind Pedro. He's now 2.5.
Yeah, it looks like Pedro's
something is
losing
up
a
with
ton of time.
Pedro's
Yeah.
car. So last lap of 2:03. His best is a 2.
Yeah,
So
you can definitely
3
see that
seconds down.
he just cannot get that thing to turn. So
I wonder if too that maybe that after the pit he didn't have his tire pressure set for the second set of tires. So you know you have to set your pressures for your where you go out on, but then also after the tire pressures for your tires that you put on the pit. Did not get that out of my mouth. I phrased that the most difficult, absurd way. But everyone knows what I'm trying to say. I wonder if maybe that's what happened to his pressures.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
I mean, dude, he is just steady dropping. Let's get back on with the lights. It's now just a second. So he's already cut. I don't see any damage. Maybe we watch as Whitesell gets by. I don't see no damage. It has to be the tires. Yeah, nothing more frustrating than driving with tire problems because you're just like a wounded animal. You can't hold the inside. You can't brake. You're pushing through turns. Losing grip out of turns. Yeah, so Whitesell just makes it right through Pedro. Who's not able to put up much of a fight. Pedro loves to put up a fight, so you know something's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm sure it feels like he's trying to drive a Lincoln Continental around the track, not a Ferrari, so.
Yeah, no kidding. That's exactly. Marcito, after pitting, is now caught up to Maru on the bumper. He's going to go and try to take the outside here. Maru's going to hold that inside line. It's going to be interesting. Can he carry enough speed, though? No, David able to keep it close enough and carry speed. He's going to go try to attack right back.
That was a bit risky.
Yeah. Yeah, on the last lap, but not so much in at this point. But yeah, you can just see. I mean, after David gets by, he just wants to try to jump back on it as fast as possible. Let's go back and see.
Yeah, that's a gap that's always going to close. So
it's always going to be there, right? Because it's like a hard braking area. So you're always going to have that open inside, but if you're going to take it, you got to be able to hold that inside. You can't come out. And you almost have to go so slow that it's nearly impossible to make something happen there from the far and the tight inside. So
yeah.
And so Maru kind of forces his way back through and manages to stay in front of David. David is not one to shy away from battling, so I don't expect that that's going to make him too wary or cautious, where he doesn't try to take another swing at getting by Maru. Ooh, did he give a bump there?
I don't think so. No, I think
It just looked like it.
yeah,
Like,
I think they managed to miss each other there.
super close. Yeah, you're right. Pull up just in time. All right, so David around the outside is going to set him up inside the next one, but he's going to be able to do it. I was going to say he wasn't up alongside enough, but Maru gave the space. David kept his car nice and tight inside. Good car control from David. Good job by Maru there, giving space. And that is going to let David through. And now we'll see if Maru's going to come back. Because Maru has showed that he is not happy and content just sitting behind David. So
well, I mean, at the rate that David's pulling away here, Maru's going to have to find something.
and he might have found the little, oh, okay, that's why. I was going to say he might have found a little something there, but it was because he went wide. I think David might have broke traction.
That's the thing. Abusing those tires to try to get past somebody. You're going to have a ton of extra heat in them. And the longer you push them, the harder you push them for a long period of time, the more pronounced your issues are going to get. So.
And David now approaching Grimy.
And I think Grimy should be getting some blue flags here.
Oh yeah, at this point you should definitely see.
Oh, no.
Got both
Oh,
of them.
no.
I don't even know what necessarily happened here. Let's see. Why does David? Okay, so we're hitting down the straight again. David's at a spot where he's not close to Grimy when they get into the straight. It's like he keeps catching them in turns, but then does Grimy try to move?
No, I think what happens is Grimy just brakes a little early, maybe not quite as confident in that Porsche, and it looks like Maru hits Grimy and then sort of slingshots into the side of David, or no, maybe David taps
David
him.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, David hits him, but I can't tell. You're definitely right. It looks like he does break a touch early, but nothing too crazy. It's almost like goes and then kind of out. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
David's eyes are clearly in his rear view, watching out for Maru.
Yeah.
So he's pushing super hard into that corner.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think either because you can see him, he's turning in and then he kind of hesitates. I think he expects David's going to be shooting inside. You kind of see him straighten out there right before the impact.
Yeah.
And that's what ends up causing it almost. So
yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it
but
is.
We'll have a look at that and see what's up.
Yep. Yeah, the blue flag stuff's reviewed just like the any of the other contact stuff. Unfortunate stuff. And it's one of the difficulties you get when you get different pace drivers on the track, and everyone's got a place here, no matter how fast or how slow you are. It's just once it gets to the point where drivers are trying to share that space with different pace. It's one of the harder things to do, and it's why ideally we try to always make it. We always try to preach to set it up so you can get by somebody on the straight, because it just gets dicey whenever it gets to be the turns.
Yeah.
so, not that I think Pedro wants us paying any extra attention to his struggles, but Martinez has now reached Pedro as well.
Mm-hmm. I can just hear Pedro saying, no, 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 no.
I know.
Please don't show it. Please don't show it.
Yep, it's alongside, gonna take the outside. It's a long way around, but makes it stick. Good job, Martinez. And again, not that it even makes a difference to Pedro because they're in a different group, so definitely not worth battling. And if anything, Pedro wants to make sure that he doesn't add any unnecessary time, so it's not Kober up on him next. So, and Kober's back 5 seconds, so that'll be the next thing we'll have to pay attention to see. We've only got a couple, 1 or 2 laps, be like another lap or lap and a half left. And Jesse still working to get by Hicks. This has been an awesome battle with these guys. Super close race.
Yeah, it's fun when you get into a fight. It doesn't really matter what the position's for. If it's a good fight, it's almost as good as winning.
Yeah, and I know Jesse loves the challenge. Jesse loves the fight. He'll take this kind of racing all day over just be. Oh, Hicks!
Oh, Hicks!
The back comes out. Hicks saves it, but that lets Jesse through. You know, I thought Jesse was gonna have to try to take something to make it happen, and he just gets. Oh, and Hicks.
Oh, I think
tires.
Hicks just went around. Oh no, it didn't go around, but he's definitely suffering. Yeah, that's
Ellie cam, but yeah, just Tokyo drift. And good save by Hicks, though. I mean, definitely could have been worse.
Yeah,
he's able to catch it.
Kind of seems like Hicks is playing a game of the tires or lava here.
Yeah, I mean, it's what you said earlier, right? You slide, they get heated up, and then next turn comes, those tires are still hot, more sliding, and now they're just as hot or even hotter, and you really got to kind of settle down and let your tires settle back into their normal temp. And I think at this point in the race, that's probably what David will do, because he's back far enough from Jesse that it would probably be hard to reel him back in before the end of the race. So probably just kind of settle down and make sure he doesn't do anything that costs him.
Make sure he's got enough tires to finish the race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Torres trying to see how far ahead of North. It's not showing.
As soon as we pass the next timing sector, it'll pop up. There you go. It's about 4 seconds, 4.5.
Okay. So Torres, barring anything too crazy, looks like he has this one in the bag.
Macedo's clawed his way back to within 1.5 seconds of Maru here after that incident.
Ooh. And looks like he brought it even closer. Oh, we were talking about Kober getting to Pedro. It looks like Tillman got by Kober.
So Kober was having a very serious issue. Apparently, there was a pop-up on his screen that was covering a good quarter of his screen, so he couldn't see what was happening.
Holy crap, are you serious?
Yeah, so he's just like, everybody, just go. Just get past me. Just go. I mean, he desperately wanted to finish, but...
Didn't want to cost anyone their
Exactly.
race. Good guy. He'll fit in well here with that kind of attitude. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that to the case. But that makes sense too. So back to David Russell. Back David. Reeling in Maru.
Yeah, this is...
And that's some more lap traffic. Is that Joe up ahead?
That looks like Joe, yeah.
That's right on board. Now, Joe, pretty savvy when it comes to his awareness, so I'm anticipating after we get to this point, he'll probably be letting him by, if not the next turn. Yeah, there goes Joe letting him by. So now is that enough? That did hold Rue up enough that David is right back on the rear end. Oh, he's gonna take the. Is he gonna be able to get the cut? Dang, he's gonna hold it tight. David tries again, starting far outside to get in again. Rue's able to keep it tight and still carry enough speed that doesn't let David through after. Again, Rue's gonna be going super defensive, holding super inside, cuts back out, realizes David's far enough that he's probably not gonna make the dive. David looks to carry as much speed as he can, and he's gonna try to hold it probably tight here. Not gonna be able to. He's gonna try to carry as much as he can go off track. Yeah, good effort. Hell of an effort with these two to give us something to watch here at the end. I think that should be the final lap. Yeah, there goes. I think that tells you how David was feeling. I think he's probably still frustrated from earlier. So Jesse, David coming through right now. Him and Jesse had a lot of close battling. That was good. Alvarez coming through, and Whitesell at 8. Martinez going to be our Group 2 winner. Congrats to him. Followed by Sean. So Sean had some issues. I think a couple off tracks where he went deep into turns. He was able to recover though, get second place for Group 2. So excellent job on his part.
Yeah, and I'm just getting some information here that Alvarez didn't spin. What happened was going into the pits, the change brakes option was checked, so he was in the pits for much longer than was expected.
Oh God.
Yeah, so even with that, coming back as well as he did, that was super impressive.
Yeah, that again, Alvarez is fast driver, so if it was going to make up speed, make up time after getting their brakes freaking done in the pits, it'd be Alvarez. Oh man, that's a bummer. Thank God. So only 7 of the 8 races count towards points. So if this is Alvarez's only mistake all season, he could this could be wiped clean and not even count towards his standings. So
yeah, exactly. And what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and pop up the message that Pedro left everybody in general chat.
Oh, I've got to see this.
Yeah, talking about his tires. Apparently, when he went into the pits, his front tires were still set to 27. So they were pretty much lava by the end of the race.
So it's what I had thought. Where
yeah.
the pit. Oh, yeah, it was so obvious something was wrong. I didn't see any damage, so I figured it had to be something with those those tires on the second stint. Damn, that's too bad. That's too bad. What other props you want to give DJ returning this season and secured a podium on race one for Group Two? So good job to DJ as well, and then congrats to Taylor and Moore finishing just outside of the top three for Group Two.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive showing from some of these guys, and I'm just glad that we had as many people show up as we did. A it's always sort of a shot in the arm when you see people wanting to show up for your races. So that's always really nice.
Heck yeah. So let's do this. I don't want to have four drivers of the day because now that we have two groups, that seems be excessive trying to do that every week. But how about we do this? You want to pick a group one and I'll pick a group two, or you pick a group two and I'll pick a group one driver for our drivers of the day. We could just alternate with whatever you want to do. So do you? I'll not to put you on the spot, but you knew it was coming to some degree. Do you have who your choice
Yeah,
is for
right.
driver of the day?
Um, I'm gonna have to go with Ken North.
Yeah.
A super. I mean, I probably just took your choice, so now you got to scramble to pick
No.
somebody else.
I had a backup. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ken. I mean, I'm super surprised. Well, I shouldn't say surprised. I'm super stoked to see him pulling in a second here. Um, that's pretty cool. That's it's good to see from Ken.
Yeah, agree, Ken. You're awesome. Glad to see you got the podium and getting second place. So I'll pick a Group Two driver of the day. So my driver of the day for Group Two, I'll go to Sean. So as we saw in the broadcast, there was a couple times where Sean went off track, dropped back in the pack a little bit, but he was able to stay focused, stay consistent outside of that, and was able to work his way back up into second. So, congrats to Sean, great driving, and again, looking forward to seeing these guys back out on the track for race two at Laguna, right? Isn't that where we're going next?
I do believe Group Two or Race Two is Brands Hatch.
Oh, don't ever listen to me. Why did I think it was? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to pull up event. Yes, you're right. Where the hell was I getting Laguna? Laguna will be race four. Sorry.
Well, apparently you just really, really want to race Laguna.
I mean, I actually do like Laguna. Not that I like to race. I like to hot lap Laguna. It's very stressful to race on Laguna, but yeah, I do like Laguna. I'm excited about the track selection this season. It's a good group of tracks. But yeah, Brands Hatch, another stressful one. We got that blind right going uphill. That's always ruins the race for a lot of guys.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. So
That
we
is
will.
that's a pucker every time you go through there.
So we'll be back next week. We'll see how Brands treats the group. It was overall, I think this was a great start to the season, man. A
Yeah,
lot of clean driving, a lot of respectful driving. Um, if this is where our starting point for the season and we only get better from here, that's a good thing.
yeah, exactly.
Well, congrats to our race winners, our podium finishers, and welcome to all the new faces that joined us this season. We are excited to have you, and hope to keep you racing with us, and hope you all have fun. Thanks to everyone who watched, and we'll see everybody for week two at Brands.
Okie dokie. See you then.
All right, see you then. Thanks, Jay.